Hi, this is Dr. Liz Domi with my beautiful daughter Izzy here to help us today with working on things to do for your low back. Obviously, as a chiropractor, I see a lot of patients who have lower back pain, and this is dedicated to you. So one of the things I want to explain though is that with the lower back, it's not just about stretching the lower back muscles, but a big part of that is the hip flexor muscles and the hamstrings. So we're going to show you a couple of really helpful ways to reach into releasing that lower back without causing more aggravation. A lot of times when you have lower back pain, it's difficult to get on the floor. So I want to show you some really simple, easy, gentle ways of releasing the back without having to get up and off the floor. So as you go ahead and start out, let's do that fold over stretch. So we're going to have her bend her knees slightly. She's leaning over, bring your head down. So we're getting a nice arc in here. Now slowly, we're going to work on the hamstrings here. So slowly straighten out one leg and crouch down a little lower. And then, so what we're doing is we're releasing the hamstrings. So she's getting a good hamstring stretch without loading her lower back, without putting a lot of gravity on the lower back. How's that feel? So that's a really nice, gentle hamstring stretch. Let's go into the runner type stretch now. So we're going to go into the stretch where she's going to bring her leg out. Her trunk is nice and straight. And this one is going to get into the hamstring, calf, even into the heel, but also better yet, we're getting into the hip flexor, which is going to be right in front of her trunk. So we're getting into that area, which is going to make a huge difference on the lower back. How's that feel? So really gentle. Obviously she's really flexible. You may not be able to go as deeply as that. So just go to your tolerance. Go to the point that you feel a good stretch without it causing any problem. Let's go and do the other side too. And notice her feet are going to be pointed straight ahead. So make sure when you do this that you look at your hind foot and make sure your toes are facing forward, just like the front leg. And there should be no extreme arc in the back, and you definitely want to keep your shoulders nice and level, just like she's doing. If you want to get a deeper stretch on the hip flexor, all you have to do is lean back a little bit from the trunk, from the hips. Just lean back into that and you'll get a much deeper stretch in the hip flexor. And that's great. Let's go into something that I like to say is a modification of some yoga. Sure, a very common yoga pose would be cat-cow and child pose. So we're going to demonstrate a modification of cat-cow. So just hold on to the side of a chair, the bed, whatever's comfortable. And so what she's going to be doing now is just doing a gentle cat-cow. So this is cow, and that's cat. And we're getting such a beautiful arc and a release in the back there, in both directions. Super gentle. And release out of that. Notice her legs were straight, so you can even get a little extra added hamstring stretch. Let's do that same thing with just the hamstrings. So bending over one leg at a time, we're getting a deep hamstring. So this is a little different than the one she did without hanging onto the table there. So this is nice for those of you who really don't feel comfortable doing it just standing the way she did earlier. Please feel free anytime that you're doing a stretch that you have a prop near you. You'll use the wall, use the side of the couch, use a chair, whatever you need if you're having some issues with balance. Please absolutely use something to support yourself with. And that's about it for the lower back today. Make sure you keep that in mind, that a lot of it is about posture, how you're sitting at your desk, how sleep obviously is a big deal. We'll continue talking about that in another video. We'll talk about sleep posture and general overall posture. Keep that in mind, and we'll share some more ideas about what you can do. So keep stretching, keep moving, and keep getting adjusted.